The leading business cycle indicator serves as an important tool to help market players gauge the direction the economy is taking. Unfortunately, the latest data doesn't paint a pretty picture around the short to medium term future fortunes of the local economy.
The Reserve Bank's composite leading indicator is designed to give us advance warning of turning points in the economy, in other words, of upswings or downswings. In January, this index declined by 5% on a year-on-year basis and 0.1% on a month-on-month basis. And the key drivers of this decline was the weakness in building plants and our export commodity prices. And I think it was a very useful reminder that while we're all very focused on the extent of load shedding and the impact that that has on the economy, that there are other headwinds to growth, such as lower commodity prices as well. We still see our growth forecast for this year of just more than 1% as achievable, but this leading indicator clearly highlights the downside risks.
While there have been positive signs of an increased energy availability factor, persistent load shedding at high stages in the last few months has blighted the economy.
Without a doubt, the latest decline in the leading indicator is in line with what one has been expecting for some time, and that is that the increased intensification of load shedding is expected to have a significantly negative effect on South Africa's economic growth performance in the coming year. And actually, one is fearful that when we get to the winter, when the demand for electricity typically increases by 4,000 to 6,000 megawatts, we could see an intensification of load shedding to stage 8, which would be disastrous for economic activity. And under such circumstances, I think there is a real risk that South Africa will end up with negative growth for 2023.
And while the electricity supply picture looks more improved, there's a feeling that this will be short-lived as demand naturally increases.
Yes, there are plans in place to improve the availability of electricity. Firstly, a lot of maintenance work is being done at Kusile and the Koeberg power stations, and that those two combined, if it works out, should see a restoration of around 3,500 megawatts of electricity availability in due course. But in due course means towards the end of this year into early next year. The same thing applies to new renewable power installations that have been undertaken by the private sector. We are not likely to see new electricity availability coming on stream until next year.
The Reserve Bank will give us a sense of where it pegs economic growth for the year at its upcoming announcement of the latest interest rate decision. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.